This is not going to be fun, isn't it? Ether showing you the fact that it is bouncing off and it is trying to push higher. It's already 2% up for the day. You look at Bitcoin, it's 1.7% up for the day. It's getting closer to 64,000. Can we do this? Can we pull this off? If you do look at Bitcoin, to get an idea about the market, it is suggesting you that a test of this resistance is coming. 64, 65, that's a resistance zone. You can test up to 66, but then you also look at the macro signals. You're watching the altcoins breaking through, retesting, and bouncing off. So any reversal signs here would be a cool thing to watch. Because why would such a parabolic run-up come in? Or why should that be the case? When you do look at the 3-day chart and you go back in history, again, just like the weekly gives you the idea, 3-day suggests that the MACD is entering the positive territory. Last time you did this here, the price started moving like that. So initially, the first wave on the microstructure, that was slow, but as soon as you entered that positive territory, it started moving with higher momentum. Now, it's not only that. There are different indicators which the market is right now giving you, saying, yeah, I'm moving higher. And look at this. Earlier today, when we were below 603 billion or close to 6029 in billion, we argued it's about to bounce. This is going to be a maximum opportunity zone. Right now, when you do look at it, you kind of see that it is true. Right now, you are at 610 billion. XRP is trying to push higher. Bitcoin is pushing higher. Ether is pushing higher. You go back to the macro market and it looks great. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. SI family was talking about opportunities. SI family was showing you which direction these coins are looking to run. And this was few hours ago towards last 24 hours. And right now we are watching the market is doing that. It is pushing higher. You're watching some of these assets breaking through. And just now, they are giving you the idea the volume is increasing, the price is pushing higher. You're about to see something good. Now look at all these meme coins. They're doing good. And when you come into the market, you kind of get the idea clearly. There are people talking about how meme coins are going to be bigger in 2025. And they anticipate that a lot more people will jump into the market and enter into that segment. Now, see, that's 200,000 views already in just within 24 hours. And that idea suggests you what? People are interested in this market. And as soon as you see Bitcoin breaking through this resistance and the altcoin market bouncing off from this with a MACD cross on a weekly in the positive zone, you will actually watch a lot more interest in the market. Regions like this, they are opening up the floodgates. It's easy to invest in UAE. And if you are a UAE-based company, there is no taxes on crypto. You can do that, right? So the thought process of this asset class is not going anywhere, and it's about to thrive here. It's stable. Now with this bounce, don't get this wrong. It may not be a direct pop to the upside. If it's a V-shaped recovery, it's good. The RSI was already suggesting we need to start moving up. But more than that, if you look at it on a 3-day chart, Ether is suggesting, okay, this is kind of a wave one, right? If you draw that properly, it would look like this. Yeah, it would look like this. That's good. You're talking about $6,000, $7,000 Ether. That's good. But if you take that idea and step into a daily chart, shorter horizon charts, this is what you're watching. Your trend lines look like this. So you need to first break this resistance or else slow down a bit, gather more buying power, and then break this. So we will wait for that and we will watch how things evolve because there is no other option here. In front of you, when you do watch that this pattern is playing out, the inverse head and shoulder, over the last few weeks, how many times did we talk about it? Especially over the last 1 week, the idea here was clear. The RSI is starting to trend. More and more people are starting to come back in and buy close to our trend line support. Now you take Bitcoin for that matter, you get almost exactly the same idea. Buyers are entering at the trend line support. So if you do look at what's happening here, it can be a V-shaped recovery. I don't deny that, but the candlesticks doesn't actually give me that idea directly. It suggests we should see something like this. So if you do FOMO in, then there can be some trouble because the market is showing you, yes, this is one of the best time to buy if you are about to ride wave 2. If you waited few years, now that time is here. But when you do look at it on a shorter horizon, this is what you're watching. Your long, big candle to the downside was here on 1st of October. Till this point, you haven't retested that yet. So it's like $630 billion in the altcoin market. It is also true that you had the inverse head and shoulder, but you didn't break that pattern to the upside. You want to see 640 billion being broken to the upside. Then you get the confirmation that you are headed much higher. Till that time, yes, you're following this. If you are a spot rider, if you don't use leverage, if your horizon is longer, yeah, you're waiting for the big blast to start. And the market on a macro is showing, yeah, micro is showing you all of this volatility, but the macro is not. It is suggesting micro corrections can happen, that's okay, but the macro direction has not yet changed. The weekly MACD is about to cross higher. The monthly bull flag remains. And while the monthly bull flag is still there and it is working on negative divergence, that means a blow off the top is coming. If you see this differently, it's okay, but understand, majority of these assets will reflect. Whether it's XRP showing it wants to go back to 0.59 to retest it, or it's XLM saying, okay, I want to retest the 0.1 mark. Now, if you do plot the trend lines, you're like, okay, we broke back down. We need to break that. But at the same point, we also need to understand the trend line from July exists. We got supported at that range, and the macro supports, it's still relevant. So even if there is a micro wick like this, the upside in the payment assets, we cannot deny them. The thought process is clear. We are looking for something like this, a break to the upside. Now, let's say you're specifically looking at the assets which are attracting volume. You're watching some of these assets. Say, let's pick RSR for that matter, because some of them are like meme coins and we don't want to push that agenda. We want to look at fundamental coins showing you I'm attracting liquidity. So you come on to RSR and it actually shows you, yeah, I broke higher. I did. I retested. I'm trying to bounce off. But I would like to see a reaccumulation here. This gives the next upside more stability. You look at this. You break higher, you do the choppy move, but then you make sure the support is strong and then boom, it goes up. So I want to see something similar here. So if you're going levered, don't go highly levered. Keep this idea in mind. It should come down like this before it may pop. I'm not arguing that it won't pop. I'm arguing it will, but it may take a bit more time, showing a lot more choppiness. Now, I'm actually making such an argument with a fundamental asset. Most of the crypto assets would be the same. When you do watch the volume coming in, now you want to see if the Bitcoin dominance is actually going lower. As of now, yes, it is trying to make a lower high, but it has not yet confirmed that. You still have higher high, you still have higher low, so you're still waiting. Now the rejection zone should be good. The 1, the 2, the 3. If you do get rejected there, yeah, you have some room for the alts. If that rejection happens to be big, that's a lot of room for the alt market. Now, as of now, standing here, we don't know which scenario is about to play out. I mean, honestly, no one knows. What we can try to look at is which direction the momentum is going. You pick up the monthly, you see, after a few months of red, that's like last 3 months of red, Bitcoin is now starting to show you the fact that the RSI is trending to the upside. We are not changing that direction. Candles, they're starting to get more momentum. Now you go back on a monthly and see each time you came in bullish, except the Corona crash, you've been going up. You kept going up. That is a big signal. So 3 months of consolidation ending at this region. The weekly chart kind of supports the monthly. It shows you the momentum still exists. 3 days says it was red last week, but now I'm turning. The daily suggests I'm trying to break the moving average. Now, just look at the moving average itself. The daily moving average is trending to the upside, and the price is breaking that moving average. So you look at the moving average whenever it was trending up, and you want to compare it. So it's an easy fact. You go back to see, okay, this was going down. The moving average started flipping up after the breakout. Same here, same here. So where can we find a time where the RSI was already trending up and then the price broke that RSI to the upside? Now we are going back to which direction? And that's where you get to see a long consolidation ending that way. The RSI started tilting, the price came below that and then blew through it. That supported the RSI to further ride to the upside, and then you see the price also followed it. Now you go back all the time, and just before the macro reversal, you get to see somewhat something similar. The RSI was tilting to the upside and the price went above. So these are rare situations happening in front of you, but all of them shows you same narrative. You now marked all of those in the chart, and now you're watching that. The weekly MACD started turning positive there. The RSI started tilting there. So all the bullish narrative coming into the picture on a macro horizon is something we all would like. Now, we all would like to see that. We all would like to ride that. Because if we don't, that's a missed opportunity. But when you do enter the market, you need to understand one thing, which is very clear, crystal clear. The risk has to be managed. If you are trading, that's so true. You cannot go beyond your risk controlled limits. What you should be looking in the market is risk adjusted returns, because if you don't, at that point, if the market do flip, you are in trouble. And most of us really don't want to be in that trouble part. Now keep this clearly in the mind. When the market is showing you the Bitcoin dominance is trying to further push to the upside, you're not looking at a lot of altcoins bursting. Yeah, some of them are doing good. They are following Bitcoin for sure. You're watching especially the meme coins trying to push higher, 7% for the day, weekly 57%, and monthly around 120% up. So the market is showing you opportunities are slowly coming into the market, and you see Reef is up 35%. You now can watch a lot of different assets starting to reflect the cash flow. But most of them are not showing you they are directly going up because the Bitcoin dominance is going down. So they are highly correlated with Bitcoin, and if Bitcoin drops at the resistance of 64,000, they struggle to further push to the upside. So keep an eye on Bitcoin and how it is reacting. Because even on a daily, you're watching the price pushing to the upside doesn't have enough strength. The selling volume was high. The selling was high. Now you're watching that a little bit of buying is coming back up, but it is not pushing the price beyond the resistance limits. So there can be traps, follow it, and if it proves to be one, take the right decision. Sometimes there is losses. Sometimes it's break even. Sometimes it's positive, it's good. But you'll have to make the right decision when the price shows you that you don't have to go looking at a different chart or different indicators. And that's where the SI family has an edge in this market. They get to stay well updated about the market, the opportunities, the risks, and everything I post. We had the thought process saying, okay, watch, the resistance structure is here, 64,000, watch where we go. Now we are near that. We are testing that resistance. So in the SI family, if you are there with 1,200 plus members, you are receiving all these at the right time. And you have the ability to go one-on-one with me on a video call, go through your portfolio, discuss how you have positioned yourself and what your expectations are. That's very important. Because before this market starts to ride higher, as it has done over the last 10 years, after giving all these signals, you need to make sure you're ready to ride that wave. So guys, if you received value, smash that like button for me. I'll meet you guys on next video. Bye for now.